Parts not numbered, pieces broken on the sprue, poorly fitting parts, and yellow decals. What could possibly go wrong? We're back with Bond, James Bond, and Little Nellie from 1967's You Only Live Twice. Connery officially handed in his licence to kill after this, with George Lazenby taking over the reins for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, before Connery returned one more time for Diamonds Are Forever. This kit from Airfix is the 1/24 scale Wallace WA-116 Autogyro. So let's begin, and you get two different build options. You can do the actual Army version or the 007 version. No prizes for guessing which one I'm doing. You can see the decals have yellowed, as the kit is in fairness almost 30 years old, but there is a clever fix for that, but I'll come back to that later. As I said, you have the Army or 007 option, and each one is clearly marked. It also gives the Humbrol paint recommendations, and I can easily match them to the Tamiya range, my preferred option. However, and this is a first for me, the parts and sprues are not numbered, so I'll have to go by the pictures in the instructions, which is all fine and well for the obvious parts like the rotors, but there's a fair few tiny pieces that all look kind of the same, so I might have to get a little creative with this one.
That's putting it mildly, 007.
I converted the Humbrol paints to the Tamiya equivalent, and I'll start on the frame and gather all the pieces that I need to be sprayed aluminium. The rotor assembly is light grey. One of the frame supports is missing a piece. It was like that on the sprue. I think it's a case of something going wrong with the mould, so I'll have to improvise and attach some sprue pieces onto it. Now I'll assemble the rotor assembly and attach it to the frame. Onto the engine, and I'll spray it gunmetal and the propeller light grey and assemble it. Now I'll fit the seat and the 4 frame supports. Onto the wheels, and I did them rubber black, the machine guns gunmetal. The casing has no opening for the machine guns, so I'll have to carefully cut them out. A mistake here on my part, I actually cut the holes too big, but I'll live with it. Spray the interior flat black and the outer gloss white. Fit the wheels onto their base, which I did light grey. I took another look at some photos of Little Nellie, and I realised the bottom of the casing isn't white, it's aluminium. So before respraying and putting the two halves together, fit the machine guns, and I covered them with cable sleeves to protect the paint. During the construction, as you'll see in a bit, both machine guns fell off into the casing, and I couldn't shake them out, so I ended up having to use 2 cocktail sticks painted gunmetal. Then mask and spray the top half of the casing yellow. In this case I used lemon yellow. Onto the armaments, and I'll start with the 2 side-mounted rocket launchers and spray the inside black. The kit comes with these optional caps for the rockets, but that's the Army version. Nellie's rocket launchers each have a 14-piece capacity, so a little rummaging through my spare parts and I found these 2 discs. No idea where they're from, though something in the back of my mind is saying spare parts from the F-14 Tomcat, but they fit and I painted them black. The rear-mounted flamethrowers are aluminium with a red tail and black cap. The heat-seeking air-to-air missiles are aluminium with dark grey fins and a red nose. And put her together. Oh, she's a wonderful girl. Very small, quite fast. Can do anything, just your type. This part here, the aluminium casing, is supposed to be part of the cockpit casing, but it would not fit correctly. The only way I could get it to sit was at an angle. It should be half yellow to match the cockpit, but I just left it aluminium. So onto the decals, and as you can see, almost new again. How? What sorcery was used? Did I summon Feklar from Greator?
I am the guardian of Greator.
No, where the sun rises in the morning, stick them onto that window or patio door of your house where they'll get the sun for most of the day and leave for a day or two, and voila. Now here's another problem. The front of the nose decal is supposed to be a bullseye, but it isn't, so I painted the tip white and a black dot. I also added these cables coming out of the engine, a nice little addition I think. And finally the rotor blade protectors are sprayed red. And that's it, Little Nellie, the Wallace WA116 Autogyro is completed. Only ever seen in You Only Live Twice, I was surprised it didn't show up in the archive scene from Die Another Day, but an iconic Q branch edition nonetheless. Interestingly, production designer Ken Adam heard an interview with its inventor, Wing Commander Ken Wallace, on the radio. He tracked him down and asked him for a demonstration. When producer Cubby Broccoli saw it in action, he approved its inclusion in the film. Wallace himself flew Little Nellie in the airborne sequences. I hope you enjoyed this model. It was a challenge and certainly not for the faint of heart, but for what I had to work with, I am happy the way it turned out. On a kit quality scale of 1 to 6, or in 007 terms, Diamonds Are Forever to From Russia With Love, it's a Thunderball I'm afraid, or 2 out of 6. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your favourite Sean Connery 007 adventure was, and your least favourite. Until the next time, hailing frequencies closed.